Welcome to Third Party News from Retro Robot Radio for the date of October 4th, 2014. Badcube showed off a Quint Journal accessory pack for their OSTO 102 Brawny and Backland figures. I'm not sure if these accessories come with the actual figures or if it's a third purchase you have to make. Looks like it has the Megatron cannon, because this gun is different from the one that comes with Backland, as well as the welding, torch, bomb here, alternate face plates for the figures. You can see here's Backland holding the actual package. Is shaped like the Quintesson Journal from the third season episodes. And here he is displayed with some Generation 1 toys. Also, Brawn has his Megatron cannon, which, if you remember, in Season 1 there was an episode where Brawn actually got a hold of Megatron's cannon and shot him with it. And Brawn can mount this in his vehicle mode, just like Backland uses his gun in his mode. Beezleboss teased another image of their upcoming Hot Air Generations Combiner figure based on Slingshot, the aerial bot left out of the upcoming Combiner Wars set. Also, they showed off the painted toy images of their Mad Machine accessory for Masterpiece Wheeljack. A lot of people are saying that they'd really love to see this downsized, released for the Classics Wheeljack. I mean, there's no reason why it has to be for the Masterpiece one, other than it's just too big right now. Before and After showed off its upcoming non-transforming Devastator figure, modeled after the Generation 1 TV series animation model. I think it looks pretty good, but it does lack a little surface detail. I wonder how well a Repro label set would fit on it. I don't know the size of this, but I think it'd be really cool if they actually made it the same size as the Generation 1 figure, and then you can maybe even just put the G1 labels right on it. Customizer Dawgstar showed off this new image of their Moonraker / Countdown figure. This figure will also have a remold as an homage to Beachcomber. There's been some confusion as to whether or not this is going to end up being mass-produced or go up on Shapeways with Hasbro's new Shapeways store options. I think the creator would like to see it mass-produced if possible, and a lot of people are only interested in it if it ends up getting plastic mold injected and finished, not a printout. But we'll have to see if anyone can show interest in it. I'd love to see this mass-produced, and I think a lot of other fans would too. But according to what I'm told, a lot of third-party companies are hesitant to release MicroMaster homages. I guess they're just not Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. You know what, companies? Hasbro has the main characters covered. You need to make the obscure characters that the real fans would love, because the collectors of your figures are the fans who actually know whom this character is. He's Countdown. He's the leader of the MicroMaster Autobots, and he's the hero of the universe. Nothing cooler than that. FansProject is releasing its Sigma L figure finally. We've seen some box and in-hand images of it, and it looks pretty cool. If you're a collector of the Function X series from FansProject, it's definitely a purchase. Here you can see him in his Beast mode, and I'm told that the back of the Beast mode actually has a small coffin with a cross on it where the head figure stores in his Beast mode. FansProject also showed off some prototype images of their Skull Cruncher homage, Function X5. Here you can see the test shot and a prototype image of that figure. Also at a show recently, their Six Changer, who we still don't have a name for to my knowledge, based on Quick Switch, was shown off. A company called GCI recently showed off these renders of a set of missiles for Masterpiece Wheeljack. These missiles are more based on the Generation 1 toy as opposed to the animation model that come with them. And some people might look forward to giving Wheeljack some missiles. I have to wonder, though, how come no one ever seems to third party to make missiles that fire? I'd love to see someone work in a spring and have them launch. The Diaclone figures fired missiles. It just seems like something that could be done. It's not like they have to follow safety standards or something. It's a adult art collectible, not a children's toy. And here's a little bit more detail on that. GCreations showed off its first prototype image of their Snarl homage recently. This figure is maybe ultra class size and forms a leg of their combiner. Another Snarl homage coming out is from Gigapower. This one is the big one. The really big Masterpiece figure, way bigger than the Masterpiece Grimlock and even the FansToys figures. So if you're looking for the Dinobots that are really in scale with those early animation models, where the Dinobots were like twice the size of the regular Autobots, Gigapower is the figure you wanted. Hope we see it in alt mode soon. Guilty has released some images of a project they call Sparrow, which is a replacement head and weapons for the Fall of Cybertron Generations Cliffjumper figure. This head is more accurate to Cliffjumper's head as he appeared in the game, as well as a pair of weapons that he used in the game. Here's a little better picture of it. Now, it also looks like they have a replacement hand and maybe some arm there because it opens up, which is kind of a cool upgrade for the figure. Speaking of opening hands, KFC has shown off this set of renders and prototypes of a replacement set of hands for Masterpiece Soundwave. As you can see, it's articulated and has ports on it, and it does in fact fit inside Soundwave during its transformation and opens up to give you full articulation on the fingers. KFC is also shipping their Haiku figure, who's their homage to the Robots in Disguise Skybite figure. As you can see, the paint has changed a little since the early concept art, especially the Shark Mode head. I'm told this gives it a little bit different color layout than the Sencho Barbossa figure, who was released earlier. Also, if you have the Sencho Barbossa, you'll notice that this figure does not have the spear and hook accessories, and also it doesn't come with the big cannon that Sencho Barbossa has. The only weapon on this version are his teeth and the tail gun, which can combine with the hand to form the Skybite fin hand. Maketoys has been showing off the in-package and in-hand images of their coming exclusive Ripper figure. Ripper is the shattered glass recolor of Blindfire, who was an homage to Generation 1 Strafe. Here you can see him in his robot mode, showing off his clear plastic guns. And here he is in his alternate mode. But even more interesting is this seems to be just a fan mode, but a bird mode has been shown online that a lot of people are interested in, because this character is basically colored like Generation 1 Cutthroat, and Cutthroat was that dinosaur bird thing. And as you can see here, it works really well with the Strafe figure to make Cutthroat versus Strafe out of Blindfire and Ripper. On display recently, Maketoys showed off their Utopia figure, who looks like he's getting pretty near completion. Also on display was the prototype image of their Pandinus version of Scorponok. And you can see the two of them compared to each other. Pandinus is about the same height, but much bulkier than their Utopia figure. Play With This 2 showed off some more art of their upcoming figures. One of the first announced was Astroblast. Astroblast is a highly articulated 6-inch tall armored shell, shall we say, that is colored quite a bit like Generation 1 Cloudburst. Even comes with a rifle and a whip. This figure will have interchangeable heads and hands, and it also has some weapons and backpack accessories that can come off, and they form a tech drone, as it's called. You can see here some details on the opening of the head and the shield and the backpack. In the second image, though, at the bottom, you can see that the shield and the backpack and the gun kind of all form a transforming tech drone who's a little jet robot. Now, this jet robot doesn't actually go inside the shell. It mounts on the backpack or on the arms as weapons, but it's a neat new kind of take on the old Pretender setup. Another figure that got shown off in art was their Desolator. This was originally called Desolator, but they changed it to Desolator based on a suggestion from Trent Troop. And it has 2 optional heads, as you can see here. I've also read that this comes with another tech drone. I can only imagine a Skullgrin-like tank as its alternate mode. And also, from the details on this page, we see that it has a couple of parts in common with a figure called Other Creature Figure, who's a bat-like shell, shall we say. Yeah, it's basically Bomb Burst will be the remold of this. And here's a little artwork from Play With This 2 of their Desolator. A third project coming from Play With This 2 will be a set called the Headshots Volume 1. These are designed by Steve Reniger, and they are heads that are usable on many 6-inch tall figures. I'm told these sort of heads will work well with figures like the Marvel Legends 6-inch tall figures, and they're just a released set of heads, and you can plop them onto other bodies. I'm sure once the project gets farther along, they'll show what maybe suggested bodies they could go with. Terrible, some people are saying he's like the Headmaster Horrible, but honestly it's just a bull head with a terrible pun for a name, so that's what they have in common. The Skull FCKR, it seems to be based on the Diablo 3 video game box art. And then Madwing is a female character who has an eye patch and a helmet. So I don't know who that's supposed to be, but it's kind of cool. And there should be more headshots coming out soon, or announced soon, so we can find out more about it. SXS Toys has also announced a head and weapon set for the Fall of Cybertron Generations Cliffjumper figure. Looking a heck of a lot like the one we just saw from Guilty. It has a different gun than the one Guilty has, so that might be a good way to pick which one you want. Also, it doesn't seem to have the hand upgrades. But I bet a lot of this will be based on people finding out what the final price of either of these will be. And honestly, Beezleboss and SXS are both good companies. Sorry, Guilty and SXS are pretty good companies that release good priced figures, so we'll just have to see which one people like most. Unique Toys has shown off the box images of their Orden King of the Gods Troll figure. It says the combined mode is over 37 centimeters in height, the most powerful witchcraft masters. Okay, and as you can see here, it has a picture of Troll in his robot mode, and then we have the back of the box images that show his beast mode. No images of the combined mode on the box, but it does mention just the size of the figure, and this is the 001 Troll. And we have some feedback since the last episode. On our YouTube channel, Stormrider X says, I love the backdrops. The 30-year wait is finally over. Smart of them to make several different sizes. He's talking about the Toy Stages backdrops that are coming out for Transformers figures. Also, on Alt Toys Transformers, Zobovore posts, funny how people reviled Action Masters and yet they go gaga over the Rebeltech stuff. That Hound looks really, really good. I wonder if there are any people out there who are third-party completists. It seems like there's so much product out there. Well, yeah, there's quite a bit. In fact, I think there's more good toys coming out of the third party right now than out of Hasbro. Because I've been going to the store for the last, I don't know, maybe half year and seeing the same 3 or 4 Generations Deluxes and 4 maybe Generations Voyagers over and over again. Meanwhile, tons of cool figures coming out of third party. This week's screen capture is of Marvin the Android from the 1981 TV series The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This week's news brought to you from the pages of tformers.com and TFW 2005. News read by Matthew Ignash. Be sure to check out our YouTube page at Retro Robot Radio and leave a comment. And check out the third-party TF Crashers on Facebook.